Hi, this is David Tubbs from the Greater Kitchener-Waterloo Chamber of Commerce, and this is part 4 in the Chamber's Social Media Starter Kit video series. This video will cover using LinkedIn effectively. Now, what is LinkedIn and what can it do for you? LinkedIn is a professional focused social network where Facebook and Twitter are for all types of people from around the world coming together into a social network. This is primarily for business professionals to come together and interact. Now, it will help business networking. It helps build those connections that a normal networking event will create, but a social network built around that. With 120 million registered users all over the world, it is one of the largest social networks you'll ever find, but this one is primarily for business networking. So people there kind of know what everybody else is there for. And in a way, it acts as, in my opinion, a digital resume, the way your profile will be laid out, as I will explain soon. What it can do is build your overall network of contacts, whether it's online or in your local community. It helps create those connections and categorize them online for you. And it will also increase your online presence. If you didn't have one before, LinkedIn will certainly help your online growth and development. Now, the profile is the main feature that you're going to need to fill out right when you start your LinkedIn endeavor. Now, you'll have your summary, experience, education, skills, and additional information section. So, as you can just look at this, it looks very much like a resume. You have your summary, which you will be adding a few paragraphs or some bullet points about yourself and what you have done in the past and your specialties, your experience, which means your job experience, education, overall skills, and the additional information. You can add your websites, the groups that you're part of, and your social media channels. It's a very one-stop shop for everything about your business life. Now, when someone comes to your LinkedIn profile, this is what it'll look like. This is what mine in particular looks like. You have your profile picture, your name, your job title, and your current employer, also the industry that you are focused in, and also your current and past employers. Also, how many connections you have, and links to your personal and company website if you want to add them in as well. You will additionally have your summary explaining kind of your past experience, who you're with now, anything you really want to stress right at the top, and also the specialties that you have in the past. Past experience is an important section. So as you can see, it really does look like a resume. It has everything that you would normally have in one. Skill sets that are of interest to any interaction or connection, and what year you went to university, and in addition, any type of group or associations that you're currently with will be listed out. And on the right, it'll show other additional information that's helpful to anybody looking to see how they can leverage a connection with me to anything they might do in the future. Now, acquiring recommendations is an important part of developing your LinkedIn profile. You're going to want to fill out all of your profile, and recommendations is part of that because they will help sell yourself. Adding recommendations will provide added support to back up those stated skills, just as any reference on a resume will help back up your skills after the possible future employer will want to hire you. They want to make sure that you've past experience is correct. Those recommendations will do that for you on LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to ask for your recommendation. Most people aren't going to volunteer to write a recommendation for you. Just send an email out and ask for a recommendation. If you may find that you need to write the recommendation yourself. The supporter might not be might not have the time to just write out a couple sentences about you, might not know exactly what you want supported. And by writing a few sentences and having the supporter proof it will only help that process go a little faster. Never underestimate the power of these recommendations either. Having that testimonial for your skills and past experience will only increase the amount of trust that you will have on LinkedIn and online in general, where online interactions and skill sets that have been listed on social networks aren't necessarily as trustworthy. But having these recommendations will show that trust and help back it up. Making connections is a very important part of any LinkedIn endeavor. You first you're going to want to expand off your existing connection base. This means your coworkers, fellow alumni at any type of university or even high school, your friends, anybody. If you want to create that first 20 or 25 connections to really help that ball rolling. And make sure you know them. Do not add someone who does not know you. It looks very odd from the person receiving the invite to connect. Always try and put yourself in the shoes of the person you're sending the connection to. How does this seem? What do you want out of this connection? And if you really do want to make that connection with the person you don't know, or that doesn't know you, try and find some common ground. Find a connection you already have or someone you already know, and try and ask for that interaction, that first introduction between everybody. If you don't have that, join a group that the person is already part of and create that interaction. Comment on the same topic. Show that you're interested in not just maybe their business, but also in their ideas and in their own business. It helps that network action that doesn't happen online but happens offline by commenting and showing that you're interested in that common ground. It makes it a lot easier to justify for that person who doesn't know you to make that connection. Now, in the basic LinkedIn introduction, organization and sector groups is a very important part of that. There are two main types of groups that you'll find, which is specific organizations and companies, like the Greater KW Chamber of Commerce has our group. And there's also industry and sector exclusive groups to, i.e., marketing, manufacturing, nonprofits. There are a lot out there. Now, these exclusive groups are tailored to regions. There are thousands of them, different industries, but overall, it's people connecting who have common professional backgrounds and want to interact and share their own thoughts. Now, there are also restricted and open groups. Some groups are restricted to the people part of them. There's a vetting process. Someone will need to know somebody else, or they need to know that you have the skills of a certain professional before they'll let you in. Other groups, such as the Greater KW Chamber of Commerce group, is open to everybody who applies. Once you join the group, you're part of everybody. We want to hear what you say. And if you want to, start your own group for your own company, or if it happens to be that there's no industry and sector exclusive group for what you have in mind, then create it. But always understand that you need to feed the initial content. You want to be able to create that interaction, but you need to force it. You can never expect somebody else to do that action for you. Now, something very important is LinkedIn etiquette. As I mentioned before, never attempt to connect with those you don't know. Try and create that initial base of trust and understanding of who each other are before making that connection. And after you make a connection, even in, say you meet somebody at a chamber networking event, but you want to become LinkedIn contacts, don't lead with a sales pitch right when you make that connection. It looks very bad and tacky to lead with a sales pitch only a day after meeting somebody and connecting online. It devalues LinkedIn by just making it a sales pitch area. Try and find that value in each other's endeavors and goals before moving towards a business exchange of some kind. Before you push any type of salesmanship, try and create trust. Make it a fulfilling interaction between everybody So then whatever business interaction you do in the future with that person feels real. It feels less like a forced interaction, forced sale, as it does just a normal interaction between two business professionals. And also interact after you make that initial connection. Send out a private message, comment on something interesting they said in a group that you have together, or on a tweet that they have connected to their own profile. And don't try and be too critical during group interactions. You can become a group pariah pretty fast if you down everybody's comments on LinkedIn. Now, social media integration and LinkedIn is very important. You want to utilize the Twitter integration that is already created inside of it. This means that once you link your Twitter account to your LinkedIn account, it will repost your tweets directly to the LinkedIn feed. It's very similar to what Facebook does as well, and vice versa, Facebook to Twitter. But the original setup has a restriction where it's a hashtag that you have to put in of #IN for it to be linked to your LinkedIn account and reposted. You can take this restriction off. It's very easy. You just need to uncheck a checkbox, and then all of your tweets will come back onto the LinkedIn feed. And integrate your blog. As I showed before, I have my WordPress blog linked to my profile, which will help broaden any type of content and information that you have that you want to share. And tweet your group and profile comments. Again, it's a very simple action, another checkbox you just have to check whenever you post anything, and it will help grow the followers you already have from Twitter onto LinkedIn and vice versa. It'll help create that broadened integration of social media that everybody is trying to attain, but you have to do it. And thank you for watching part 4 in the Chamber's Social Media Starter Kit series on LinkedIn. Now, this is not a definitive video. This is a brief overview, so if you have any questions on particular topics, feel free to email me or shoot me a tweet at the Chamber or at myself at David B. Tubbs. And we will be coming out with more tailored videos to specific topics on LinkedIn in the future. Thank you for watching.